Hello my dear students, welcome back. It's so good to see you. How was the quiz? Good. It's so good to hear this. Well, are you ready to continue? Well, in this lesson, we're going to talk about combined operation. Now, what is combined operation? Now, we learn how to add, subtract, and we also learn how to multiply and divide with the positive and negative numbers. Now, we're going to combine them in one problem and see how we can solve it. All right? Now, before we continue, I want you to know this. What is? I want you to know this, which is B M D A S. Now, what is that, Mr. Mac? Best mathematics developed at SCOE. Now, that stands for B stands for bracket, M stands for multiplication, D stands for division, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. Okay, so bracket, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. In combined operation, you got to keep in mind there's a rule that you need to obey. The rule is when I have several operations in one problem, okay, and ask you to solve it, you got to go by the priority. The priority is anything in the bracket. If you see the bracket, anything inside the bracket, you got to solve it first. That's the priority, and then followed by either multiplication or division. So if multiplication and division are in the same problem, you go left to right, left to right, to your left to right. So okay, when these two are in one problem, you go left to right. So it doesn't mean multiplication is more priority than division, or division more priority than multiplication. Okay, so you do left to right, and then so first priority, second priority, and third priority is addition or subtraction. All right, now again, if addition and subtraction in the same problem, you go left to right. Okay, if subtraction comes first, you subtract first and then you add, and then if addition comes first, you add first and then you subtract. See that? The same thing with multiplication and division. If in the same multiplication, division, the same problem, you go left to right. And let's say it starts with division, you divide first and then you multiply. Okay, if it comes with multiplication first and then there's a division after that, and then you multiply first and then you divide. All right, okay, we're going to talk more about it. Okay, why is that you need to obey the rule? It's kind of like this way. All right, you're driving with your parents and there are 5 other cars along. All right, so there's only one entrance to the toll. All right, the toll entrance. Now, if all 5 cars trying to get into that one entrance to the toll to pay the toll, what's going to happen? It's not going to be pretty, am I right? Everybody's going to be like hit each other. That's not good. So there got to be some kind of rule. We got to say, all right, lane 1 go first, and then lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, lane 5. See that? If not, it's going to be what? It's going to be a mess. There's going to be a lot of accident. All right. So they say you gotta have rules. Who goes first? Then who's going to be next? That way it will flows in orderly. The same thing with mathematics. In order to solve a problem, you gotta have some sort of rule. Who goes first? Then who's next? Who's next? In order to solve the problem. Otherwise, it will be what? It won't be pretty, right? Okay, well, let's do some problems, all right, involving combined operation where we can use best mathematics developed at SCOE method. All right, which means bracket comes first and then multiplication or division and then addition or subtraction. Okay, now let's say, for example, Mr. Mac to give you 4 plus 3 minus 5. Okay, so what do? We use the combined operation. First, we can notice there's a plus there, there's a minus there. All right, so we're going to use the left to right because we know it fell on the third priority, but still there's only addition and subtraction. So I'm going to go from left to right. That means I'm going to add this first and then I'm going to subtract. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 minus 5, it's 2. See that? Now let's say, for example, if I give you 24 divided by 4 and then multiply by 3. So you got division and multiplication. See that? So it doesn't matter which one comes first, but they have, even though they're in second priority, but there's nothing else there beside division, multiplication. So I'm going to use what method? Left to right. So I'm going to use left to right method. Okay. So I'm going to divide first and then I'm going to multiply. I use that pairing method. Okay. 24 divided by 4 is 6, and then 6 times 3 is 18. Right there. See that? So when you obey the rule, you will get the answer right. Alright, now let's say, for example, you Mr. Mac to have addition, subtraction, and division all kind of jumbled up. Alright, so let's say if I have, okay, so 36 minus 12 divided by 4, and then let's say add 9 times 2. How do I do something like this? Well, that's where the priority comes in. Okay, there's no bracket. Okay, good. That means multiplication and division has the top priority before I can do addition and subtraction. Am I right? So that means I cannot perform this yet. I have to perform this and this before I can add or subtract. See that? So I'm going to use the left to right. So I'm going to do divide first. 12 divided by 4, it's 3. Now remember, there's a negative there, so you're going to keep the negative. Okay, rewrite. And then 9 times 2, 18. See that? So we solved all that second priority, which is the division and multiplication. Okay? And once you came down to subtraction and addition, now we can use left to right method. So we can subtract. 36 minus 3 is 33, or we can line it up. Okay, 36 minus 3, 6 minus 3 is 3, and then bring the 3 down. So 33 plus 18. So we're going to add this. Okay, so we're going to take 33 plus 18. 3 plus 8 is 11, 1 carry 1, 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. So that gives me 51. See that how smoothly it went when we used the rule to solve it? Alright? So if I try to jumble, I solve this, solve that, solve that, there was no proper order. Alright? Very important. You got to pay attention to this. Best Mathematics Developed Act, score A, which is bracket, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Okay? So once you do that, you'll get to the answer. Okay, good. Well, let Mr. Mac raise the board. Now let's talk about using negative and positive numbers in adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, all combined. Okay? And I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Hello my dear students, welcome to the board. What a joy to see you here. Well, how was the Math Victory virtual classroom? You learned a lot about direct numbers? Good. Well, in this sub lesson, we're going to talk about multiplication and division. Alright? Now, before we start with multiplication, let Mr. Mac ask you one question. How's your timetable? Alright, make sure you have your timetable in your fingertips. Alright, I want you to watch this video. Okay, here it is, roll over. How's the video? Alright, does that motivate you to learn timetable? Alright, good. Okay, in multiplication, we're going to talk about multiplying positive integers with negative integers. Of course, we're going to multiply positive and positive integers, and then we're going to multiply positive integers with negative integers with negative integers. So whenever you're dealing with negative, alright, so whenever you see a negative, this is what I want you to know. Bing! Your antenna should go up. Alright? How's that? Your antenna should go up. Bing! Okay, when you see a negative, because negative is very powerful. Alright? So I don't want you to underestimate the power of negative. Okay? So when the moment you see a negative, what you should do? Bing! Antenna should go up. Okay? Okay. Well, let's look back Mach's second law. Remember? Mach's second law. What does Mach's second law says? Mach's second law says plus multiply with plus will give plus. Okay? Minus multiply with plus will give you minus. Plus multiply with minus will give you minus. Minus multiply with minus will give you plus. Okay, I want you to remember this, okay? Memorize this. Plus multiply with plus, or positive multiply with positive will always give you positive. Negative multiply with negative will always give you positive. Negative times positive will always give you negative, and positive times negative will always give you negative. Okay, I want you to know this, all right, because we're going to use this over and over again in this lesson. All right, okay, so now let's talk about multiplication. Let's say, for example, if I were to give you 6 times 4, which is from the timetable, we know what 6 times 4 is what? 24. It's very straightforward. Whenever you have plus and plus, or positive and positive, pretty much is what? Your answer always going to be positive, okay? So you don't see the plus in it. Okay, if there's a positive in front of the number, you don't have to put it. But if there's a negative in front of the number, you have to put it. Always remember, what's in front of that number is what represent. That tells what type of number that is, whether it's a positive number, or positive integer, or negative integer. See that? Okay, what's in front of that number? Okay, let's say, for example, the same problem. Mr. Max says 6 times negative 4. See that? 6 times negative 4. Okay, now you know that 6 times 4 is 24. And what's you got right there? Plus. You don't show it. Plus times minus, or plus and positive and negative. Positive and negative is what? Negative. Okay, so keep in mind, so it'll be negative. Negative 24. Alright, okay, let's say for example, for Mr. Mac to give you, oh, drop my chalk. Alright, Mr. Mac to give you negative 6 times negative 4. Negative times negative. See, there's a times right here. Okay, we don't show it. The same thing. Alright, when you put 2 brackets next to like this, it's multiplying. In other words, this one right here, I could write like this too. Negative 6 times negative 4. That's multiplication. These 2 brackets are multiplying. But I cannot do it without a bracket. See, now it's not a multiplication anymore. It's like negative 6 minus 4. See that? It's a huge difference by putting a bracket. That's multiplying. Alright? So don't mix it up with this. This is not, because there's nothing to show these 2 are multiplying unless I put a multiplication sign to it. If I put a bracket like this, they are multiplying. Alright? Okay? So now negative 6 times negative 4. First, 6 times 4 is what? 24. Negative times negative is positive, but you don't have to show the positive. Alright? You just put 24, that's understood. It's a positive 24. Alright? But if it's a negative, you have to show the negative. Okay? So let's say if I give you negative 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24 plus positive and negative. See that? Positive, negative, or negative times positive is negative. It becomes negative 24. Alright? So very straightforward, okay? So max second law is very powerful. I want you to memorize this. Positive times positive is positive. Negative times negative is positive. Negative times positive is negative. Positive times negative is negative. Alright? Okay, so let's do that. Let's keep it that sequence, okay? Let's put negative right here. So this one becomes positive, and then we put positive here, so this one becomes negative. So that way we'll keep it. Alright, my dear student, now let's say for example, if I give you a problem that has multiplication division, let's say 16 divided by 4 times 5. So what method do I use? Left to right method, okay? When you have a division and multiplication in same problem, you use left to right, okay? Even though Mr. Mac wrote it BMW, even the BMD, like M is a multiplication division, doesn't mean that if the multiplication has to be first before division. When you have both together, you use left to right. In this case, the division came first, so I'm going to divide first. 16 divided by 4 is, it's giving me 4, because I'm going to use the pairing method. Alright, so 4, and then 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then I'm going to multiply that with 5. So 4 times 5 is 20 right there. Okay, pretty easy, isn't it? Now let's say for example, if I have a negative numbers in there, okay, let's say I got 25 divided by negative 5, and then times negative 2. All right, so what do? You have positive and you're dividing with negative. All right, now that's second law for multiplication. Third law, it's for division, the same thing, except plus divided by plus will still give me plus. Negative divided by negative will give me positive. Positive divided by negative will give me negative. Negative divided by positive will give me negative. See that? Pretty much same. Didn't change. It's just the operations, multiplying and this is dividing. So that means 25 is a positive. Positive divided by negative is still going to give me negative. So I'm going to use the pairing method, okay? So 25 divided by 5, it's 5. See that? So first you decide. With dividing, is it going to give me negative or positive? By positive here, negative there. It's going to give me negative. Just then, after you're done, you just take the numbers. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Then I bring this one. Multiply that with negative 2. Negative and negative multiplying, give me positive. So I know it's going to be positive. 5 times 2 is 10. I can just leave it as a 10 right there. That's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Very straightforward, okay? So let's say, for example, if I give you 35, multiply that by 2, and then divide that by negative 7. Okay? What do? Again, I'm going to use the left to right. Okay? So because it's a multiplication division in there. And then I'm using the pairing method. I'm going to multiply 35 by 2. 35 times 2. So 35 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 0 carry 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. So that means 70 divided by negative 7. Now ask yourself, positive divided by negative. Positive divided by negative is negative, okay? So negative. 70 divided by 7. So you're going to use the long division method. You're going to use the cage approach. 70 is kind of into the stomach. I'm going to put it inside the cage. 7 is kind of out. I'll put outside the cage. In 7, there's how many 7? 1. 1 times 7 is 7. Minus, give me 0. Once this comes to 0, this 0, you just bring it up. So that gives me negative 10. Right there. Okay? The key thing is what? Once you find out it's going to be negative or positive, rest is just take the number and divide, and then put the number right next to it. Alright? Okay, so pretty straightforward, okay? Well, let Mr. Bank erase the board. Now what happened, you have positive, plus, minus, multiplication, division, all in one problem. Alright? I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, let's say for example, this time we're going to have a problem that has combination of multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. Alright, let's do that. Let's say for example, Mr. Mac give you 16, alright, divided by 4 plus 2 minus, let's say, 27 divided by 9. How do you do that? So look at this, what it says, multiplication, division, because there's no bracket, so we're going to skip B. We're going to go to multiplication, division first, and then addition and subtraction next. So that means we're going to solve this too first. Alright? I give you division and division, and then addition and subtraction. I'm going to do later, after I've done that. That has priority. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. 27 divided by 9 is 3. Alright, now be careful. After you've done that, make sure you bring the other sign straight. See the negative. The negative belongs to 27. Alright, so that's why negative 27 divided by 9. Okay, which means 27 divided by 9 is 3. Bring the negative back. Okay, so now I got only addition and subtraction. I'm going to use a left to right method. So I'm going to use a combination or the pairing method. Okay, so 4 plus 2 is 6, minus 3 is 3. Right there. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, now if we to integrate negative and positive numbers into it, okay? Let's say if Mr. Mac to give you negative, let's say 48 divided by 4 plus 7 minus 16 times negative 4. So how do we do this? Okay, again we're going to use the best mathematics developed at score A. Okay, so we're going to use the multiplication division first. Why is that? Why not B? There's no bracket. But this is pretty much individual bracket. Okay, so because it's trying to contain that says -4 by itself. We'll go later and show you when the bracket comes into play. So I'm going to do the multiplication division first. Anything that does the operation of multiplication division first, and then only I can do addition and subtraction. Okay, so that means I'm going to solve this, and I'm going to solve this, and then later I'm going to do the addition and subtraction. Negative and positive when you divide should give me what? Negative divided by positive give me negative. Okay, 48 divided by 4, very good, it's 12. Okay, so now timetable. Okay, then we're going to do this one. Negative and negative will give me what? When I multiply, negative and negative give me positive. So positive 16 times 4. Okay, it's outside timetable range. You're going to use the long multiplication method. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 carry 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. 64. See that? This negative already multiplied gave me positive. So be careful. Okay, then just bring the 7 down. Plus, and this has already been combined, gave me that. Alright, now I can use left to right method because I got negative, positive, positive. No more multiplication or division. Okay, so I'm using the pairing method. So negative 12 plus 7. Or you could also do this. Okay, you can so when they come to combination, the pairing method, you can pair this first and then combine with that. Alright, you can do that. So that means 7 plus 64. So we line it up. 64 plus 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. 1 carry 1. 1 plus 6 is 71. Now I'm going to take 71 plus negative 12. Okay, which is also means 71 minus 12. See that? I pretty much take the negative, put it in the back like this. Because this is plus 7. See, you don't have to show when it's in the very front. Alright, so pretty much same. That means 71 minus 12. That's what that is. Alright, you can rearrange it, but be careful, this negative got to go along with it. Okay, so be careful when you rearrange it. Okay, so now we're going to take 71 minus 12. 1 minus 2, you cannot borrow from 7. 7 becomes 6. 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. 6 minus 1 is 5. So that gives me 59. That's very easy, isn't it? Very straightforward. Okay, so just pay attention. Remember, we talked about earlier, when you see a negative numbers, it should do what? From a previous lesson, Mr. Mac, something I want to show you. I forgot to show this. If you see a negative number, wait. If you see a negative number, what should happen? Ding! Antenna should go out. If you see a negative number, what should you do? Ding! Antenna should go up. Again, if you see a negative number, what should happen? Your antenna should go up right there. Okay, you like that? All right. Okay, good. All right. So don't underestimate the power of negative. Very powerful. So make sure you use the Max's second law and Max's third law. All right, to resolve the negative. All right. So when you see a negative, so put a lot of, keen to it. Stay keen on top. Stay on top of it. Negative is positive. See that? Negative and positive is negative. Okay? So those kind of things. All right, good. Let Mr. Mac erase the board. And guys, what are we going to do? We're going to talk about with a bracket. Okay? I'll be back in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, now let's talk about the problem that has B in it. What does B stands for? Bracket. That's right. Let's see if there's a problem that has a bracket to it. Now, keep in mind, anything that has a bracket takes the priority. Alright, when the problem has a bracket, the bracket has a priority. That means anything inside the bracket, you got to solve it first. Okay, so let's say, for example, Mr. Mac to give you 5 times 4 plus 2 minus 6 divided by 3 let's say 16 divided by 3 plus, let's say, 1, and then bracket. How do you do? Okay, so let's look at that. Best mathematics developed at score A. Okay, that means bracket got to come first, and then multiplication, division, and then addition and subtraction. So that means, look at the bracket. That's the priority. That means I have to add anything that inside the bracket. But you say, Mr. Mac, there's a multiplication, division there. Addition and subtraction comes after. But the bracket overrules it. The bracket says, well, whatever inside me should be the first one you gotta do. That's what it is, alright? That means anything inside the bracket, you gotta do it first. Okay? That's the beauty about best mathematics developed at score A. Okay? Bracket comes first. So we are gonna add this first. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay? Then I'm gonna rewrite it. Minus 16 divided by 3 plus 1 is 4. Right there. Now you're going to apply the multiplication division. There's no more bracket. So now we're going to use the multiplication division first and then addition and subtraction. Alright? So in this case, I'm going to combine these two first and then I'm going to subtract them. Okay? 5 times 6 is 30. Okay? 16 by this negative, we're going to put it back because positive and negative, negative. Positive and negative and negative. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, so 30 minus 4. Okay, so 30 minus 4, 0 minus 4, I cannot borrow from 3, 3 becomes 2, 0 becomes 10, 10 minus 4 is 6, bring the 2 down. So that gives me 26. That's right there. Pretty easy, alright? Straightforward, okay? Good. Now let's put negative and positive numbers in it, okay? And then we use a combined operation, okay? So let's say, for example, if I give you negative 6 and then I'm timesing it with, let's say, negative 4, negative 2, okay? And then plus 4 divided by, let's say 14 divided by negative 3, negative 4. Say, Mr. Mac, what are you doing? It's pretty easy, alright? Obey the rules. Just follow this, okay? So let's start with the inside the bracket first, because the bracket takes the priority, okay? So what's inside the bracket? Negative 4, negative 2. That means I owe 4, I owe 2. I owe more. See that? That means I'm going to get a negative, alright? And then 4 plus 2 is 6. That means I owe more. See that? You know you owe 4 and you owe 2. What's going to happen? You're going to owe more. So that's why you put the negative and then you add the 4 and 2. Okay? And then I'm going to put the times 6 here. Negative 6 here. Plus 14 divided by. Now, I owe 3, I owe 4. You're going to owe more. I owe more. Alright? Negative, negative. So I'm going to owe. But this one, remember, you're combining, not multiplying or dividing for negative, negative to become positive. Okay? You're not multiplying. You are subtracting on top of another negative. So in other words, you already owe $3 and ringgits. Let's say 3 ringgits you owe. And then you owe another 4 ringgits. That means what? You're going to owe more. So that's what it is. I owe more. Okay? And 3 plus 4 is 7. Right there. Okay, so we're ready. Now we're going to multiply, because bracket, it's already been done. Now next is multiplication or division. Okay, so multiply and divide. Okay, but now let's pay attention to the negative and positive. Negative and negative multiply, positive. 6 times 6 is 36. Positive and negative, you divide, it's negative. 14 divided by 7 is 2. See that? That's it. Pretty straightforward. Rest of it is arithmetic. 36 minus 2 is what? 34. Okay, or you line it up. 36 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Bring the 3 down. So it's 34. Right there. That's it. Pretty easy. Okay? That's the beauty about mathematics. As long you obey the rules, you won't make a mistake. It's just like in life. You gotta obey the rules. If you break the rules, there's a consequence to it. Either you get punished or you get something happens. See that? Alright? So always obey the rule. Do good. Alright? Because why? You belong to score a math victory. and you are Mr. Mac's proudest student. Mr. Mac's so proud of you. Okay, so same thing with mathematics, all right? You've got to obey the rules, you will never make mistake. Just like in our life, you obey the rules, you won't get punished or got in trouble or anything like that. Okay? Alright, my dear students, it's time for hands-on practice. Let's see what Pablo is doing. Oh, look at Pablo. He's busy putting all this hands-on practice together and in his library, I guess, you know. So, alright, give me a few seconds. Let me, Mr. Mac, get ready the board, and then we call Pablo out and we will do hands-on practice, okay? And I'll be back in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, are you ready for some hands-on practice? I'm so glad you are. Alright, let's call Pablo out, okay? You want to call him or shall I call him? I'll call him. Pablo, come on over, Pablo. Bring the worksheet. Our dear students are ready for some hands-on practice. Alright, here he is. Come on over, Pablo. Bring the worksheet. Here he is, my dear students. Now, once Pablo hand over the worksheet, and make sure you pause the video and go get them, alright? Now keep in mind, when you see a negative, what do you have to do? Remember? Bing! The antenna should go up, alright? Okay, good. Alright, my dear students, have fun. Alright. Oh, good. Alright, you're ready? How was it? Not bad, isn't it? Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Pretty easy, whatever we learned. And that's what pretty much Mr. Mac kind of quizzed you. The key thing is pay attention to bracket, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Best mathematics developed act, score A. Alright? Okay, good. Let's do problem number 1. 1A. 1A, you're given 6 plus 7 minus 5. Now you got addition and subtraction in one problem. And what method we use? Left to right. Okay, we're going to use the left to right method. So we're going to use the pairing method. So we're going to pair the 6 with 7 and then we're going to subtract that with 5. So 6 plus 7 is 13 minus 5 is 8. Very good. Okay, so pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward. And then problem B, you're given negative 7 plus negative 4 minus with negative 5. So what do? You got plus and minus, minus and minus, negative and negative. So you combine them using the second law, alright? So we're going to open them up. So that way we only have one sign, one positive or negative, alright? So plus times negative, positive times negative would be what? Positive times negative is negative. Okay? So that gives me negative 4, negative and negative is positive, plus 5. Okay? Now we're going to use the pairing method. Alright, so I owe more, am I right? So that means we're going to add the 7 and 4. We know it's going to be negative because I'm going to owe more. So 7 plus 4 is 11 and then plus 5. I owe and then I have. So but you owe more than you have. So you're going to owe but lesser than what you owe before. Okay, so that means it's going to be negative and we're going to take 5 out of the 14. So we're going to subtract 5 out of the 14, okay? So 14 minus 5 is 9. So it's going to be negative 9. You got it? Okay, good. Alright, let's look problem C. Problem C, you're given 4 times 8 divided by 2. Again, okay? Multiplication, division comes together, alright? We're going to use the left to right. Just like the addition and subtraction. When they comes together, you do the left to right, alright? There's no priority between addition or subtraction. You just go left to right. If addition comes first, you do it addition. If subtraction comes first, do the subtraction. The same thing with the multiplication and division, okay? So we're going to use the pairing method. We're going to take 4 times 8 is 32, okay? 32 divided by 2, that gives me 16, alright? Okay, that's the answer. Pretty easy, isn't it? All right, let's look problem D. Problem D, you're given negative 18 divided by negative 6 times negative 4. All right, again, you got division and multiplication. So we're going to use the left to right method. There is no addition or subtraction. Now this bracket is pretty much just containing the negative so that you won't be confusing between division and minus, negative, or multiplication and negative. This is pretty much saying that negative belongs to 6. So we're going to use the pairing method. We're going to start with 18 and negative 18 and negative 6. Negative divided by negative, positive. 18 divided by 6 is 3. See that? And then multiply that with negative 4. Positive multiply with negative, negative. 3 times 4, 12. Right there. That's it. Alright? So we'll go by step. First, like on this one, open up all the bracket such a way that you combine the sign. And then use the left to right method using the pairing method. Okay, with this one, same thing, left to right. When you have a negative numbers, you decide whether it's going to be negative or positive. Negative divided by negative is positive. And then 18 divided by 6 is 3. And then bring the negative 4 down. Positive and negative is going to be even negative. 3 times 4 is 12. Right there. Okay, good. Well, let's go to problem number 2. Okay, Mr. Mac, let Mr. Mac erase the board and I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, let's do problem number 2. Problem number 2, they ask you to evaluate. Okay, so pretty much we're solving the problem that's given, which is 49 divided by 7 plus 12 times 3. Now you got division, multiplication, and addition. Alright, so we know that multiplication and division takes priority before you can do the addition. Alright, so that means we can do the division first and then multiplication next, and then we're going to add them. 49 divided by 7 is 7. Okay, plus 12 times 3 is 36. See that? And then we're going to combine these two. Alright, so we multiply 12 times 3 is 36, 49 divided by 7 is 7. Now I'm going to multiply, add them. 36, I'm going to add them with 7, line them up. 6 plus 7 is 13, carry 1 and leave the 3 there. 1 plus 3 is 4. So it gives me 43 right there. You got it? Good job. Okay, good. Problem B. B, you're given negative 32 divided by negative 8 plus 5 times with negative 4. Alright, so once you get this, now remember you got addition and then you got division and multiplication. So we're going to divide and multiply first. So we're going to go the left to right. Alright, when you're doing the division and multiplication, you can do the division first and then do the multiplication. And then we'll add them. Okay, so negative and negative divide will be positive. 32 divided by 8 is 4. Very good. 4. 5 positive and negative is going to be negative. 5 times 4 is 20. See that? Did you get that one? Alright. What do I did? I combined this first and then I combined that. Negative and negative, positive, because I'm dividing. Alright. 32 divided by 8 is 4. Positive and negative is negative. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so that means 4 minus 20. Now remember, I have and I owe, but I owe more than I have. So I know it's going to be, I still going to owe. Alright, but less by 4. That means I take 20 minus 4. So 0 minus 4, I can't borrow from 2. 2 becomes 1. 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. I bring 1 down. So that gives me negative 16. And that's the answer. Okay, you got it? Good job. Okay, let's do problem C. Now this one we're utilizing the brackets. Very easy problem. So don't let problem like this, okay, intimidate you. Alright? Just follow the rules and you will not make the mistake. Okay, what's inside the bracket should be solved first because bracket comes first. Okay, let's do that. Let's do whatever inside the bracket right away. We're going to solve it inside the bracket. 12 minus 4 is 8. Alright? negative 3 minus 2, I owe more. That means 3 plus 2 is 5. See that? Okay. Now let's put everything back. Now you got division, addition and multiplication. Alright, which one we do first? Division and multiplication. Alright, we're going to do the left to right. So we're going to do this one first and then this one. 8 divided by, now first ask yourself, this is positive and this is negative. You have 8 divided by negative 2. Positive divided by negative, negative. 8 divided by 2 is 4. See that? Positive multiplied with negative is negative. 3 times 5 is 15. See that? Very easy, isn't it? Very straightforward. Okay. Now I owe more. So the answer is going to be negative. Then I'm going to combine the 4 and 15. So I'm going to line it up. 15 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. I'm going to bring 1 down. So it's negative 19. Right there. Pretty easy, isn't it? I know. It looks like, oh, Mr. Mac, Pablo is gonna, No, it's not. If you just pay attention to this rule and just do it accordingly, you'll get the answer. Alright? Let's review. We did everything inside the bracket. 12 minus 8, 12 minus 4 is 8. Negative 3 minus 2, in other words, I owe more. Am I right? So I owe more. So that means still going to be owe. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay? So then I rewrote everything back on. Now, there's some division, addition and multiplication. What do I do first? I do the division and multiplication first before I can combine this. Alright? Plus and minus, when you divide, gives you minus. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Plus and minus, when you multiply, gives you minus. 3 times 5 is 15. I owe more. That means I'm going to be negative. 4 plus 15 is 19. Right there. Becomes negative 19. Alright? Alright, my dear students, and here's how Pablo is trying to tell us it's time for quiz. That's right. Alright, my dear student, have fun with the quiz, okay? And then come back and we'll learn more. And I'll see you in the next sub lesson. Bye-bye.